video, I'm going to give you a tour of the espresso machine that I use in the videos, and this is similar to most home espresso machines. We're using the Breville Barista Express, and this model is especially nice because it has an integrated bean hopper and burr grinder. Most espresso machines you have to purchase a separate grinder to use, but this one is integrated, which is very nice if you have a smaller kitchen or if you just want to have everything in one unit contained. It's a good option. So at any rate, on the front of the machine we have our power button. We have a grind control for the amount of grinds that come through as the beans are ground into the portafilter. So if you set this to a lower number, less grinds will come through. If you set it to a higher number, more grinds will come through. Speaking of grinds, on the side of the machine there is a grind size control knob, or a dial, and essentially what this does is changes the fineness of the grinds. So if you want very coarse grinds or if you want very, very fine grinds, you can change the consistency using this dial. For espresso, you typically want to have finer grinds, so I keep mine set to 11 or 12. Back onto the front, we have a filter size control, whether or not we want to make a single shot or a double shot, so we can switch between the two. Single shot, double shot. And this unit comes with 4 different filters. So this is called the portafilter, and essentially there is a filter that is locked into the portafilter on the top here. And so there's 4 of these, and there are 2 single shots and 2 double shots, and you'll find those located under the tray here. We have some different accessories, so our different filters that we can use. There's a brush and some other miscellaneous items for cleaning the machine. So for general use, I tend to stick with the double shot filter, so I just kind of leave that one in there. We have our tamper that is magnetically locked up into the machine. We can pull it out, and it is used to tamp the grinds down, to press them down or pack them down into the portafilter. In the center of the machine there is a meter of sorts, and this meter basically tells you the pressure of the water as the espresso is being extracted. So it gives you a good idea of how well your shot is going to turn out based on where the needle points during the shot. So while I'm extracting espresso, this red needle may point too far to the right, too far to the left, and you may have an under-extracted or an over-extracted shot. If you have it right in the middle, that's kind of the ideal range for, you're pretty sure you're going to have a good shot of espresso when you see that. So towards the right there are 2 buttons. If you'd like to extract a single shot of espresso, you push this one. If you'd like to extract a double shot, you press this one. And there's also a program feature on this particular machine which allows you to set the duration. How long do you want, how much time do you want the espresso to extract for, and so you may play with that as a variable. On the right side of the machine there's a steam wand, and essentially the water from the filter, or excuse me, the water from the tank on the back of the machine is pulled through and heated up, and steam then can come out of this wand, and you use the steam wand when you're frothing milk. You can turn it on or off with this knob at the top. Then on the back of the machine there is a water filter. This one holds about 67 fluid ounces, and it has a filter, a charcoal filter in it, so that the water is actually going to be purified as it's drawn out of the tank and into the machine. It's always good to start with purified water to begin with, but this one does have an additional step of purification. again, on the top we have our bean filter. There's a small spoon that comes with it. And this filter, or this bean hopper is nice because you can twist a knob and actually pull the whole thing out. So if you wanted to clean the insides of the machine in the grinder, or if you simply wanted to pull this out and make sure that any kind of excess beans that are in there that are old are out or cleaned out, you can actually take this whole thing out. On the top of the machine there's a warming plate, so when this machine is on, there is a heating element in the top here, and a lot of people like to leave their cup on top of the machine so it can warm up while they're waiting for the espresso. So that's a nice feature as well. At the bottom there is a sort of a reservoir for water that drips down, and the grinds, the excess grinds that fall down are collected in this dish at the bottom here, and you can take this out and clean it. So those are the essential parts of the machine itself. There's also a steaming pitcher that comes with the Barista Express, and an optional thermometer that you can purchase separately is a really good idea, as it's going to tell you the exact temperature of the milk as you heat it up, and you want it to get to a certain temperature. So the machine does plug into a standard outlet, and the power cord is I'd say about 2.5 feet long, so it's got a fair distance, but usually you'll keep your machine right on your countertop like this. It's a heavy machine, it's very solid and well built, but again, all of these will vary slightly depending on the machine that you decide to purchase. This is a very good choice again for home users, as it's all contained in one. It's a solid machine, and it's fairly cost effective for the value that you get. So that's essentially the espresso machine in a nutshell, and we'll see you in the next video.